This Jaguar XF was broken and it was left off the road for over a year. I've now fixed it. It runs! Driven it for the first time and got it back on the road. But as nice as this car is and how well it drives, I can't keep it. That's because I've set myself a challenge to see if I can swap and trade my way up to owning a supercar, so the Jaguar has got to go. So I've put the car up for sale and even took it to We Buy Any Car just to see what they'd offer me. Do you want to know how much they'd give me?
6. Oh, less.
5,830 quid. Which was way too low, but with the options running out, it wasn't long before I started to get a few offers online. But as I find out later, I think this time I've properly messed up. Okay, so it has been about a week since I went to We Buy Any Car, and then I decided to put this up for sale. And as of now, I've got a few options. Some are going to make more money, some are going to make less, but I have had quite a lot of interest, surprisingly, in this car. As of now, I've only announced this car for sale / swaps on Instagram, and I've also put it up for sale / swaps on Facebook. And I've got a pretty big decision to make, because I've got someone that wants to come and view this car and buy it for £8,500. So if I got cash for this car, that means I'd be able to go out and pretty much pick and choose what I think will do well for the channel next. Maybe it be a performance car or something that I can actually choose myself and decide myself. The only problem with that is £8,500 is still a little bit low for this car, in my opinion. Now, although I'm happy to sell and swap these cars, I did start this series out by swapping. So I've been offered something. So when I put this car up for sale, the actual value of this car, if I was a private individual, which I am, is £9,150. I put it up for £9,250 because it's just had the timing chain done, and that leaves people room to knock me down. But I've been offered a car to swap for my Jaguar, no money included, just logbook for logbook, and that car, private sale, is worth £10,900. So nearly £2,000 more than this Jaguar. That car also retails for £13,000. So for content, it'd make perfect sense to sell this car for £8,500 and be able to go out with that money and choose the next car. I can choose what I think will do well for the channel, I can choose what I think you guys will enjoy, and it just gives me a lot more freedom with choosing the next car. But the idea of this series is get into a supercar, and I've got to make as much money on each car as possible. So if I've got to swap this car for a car worth £2,000 more, I guess that just makes more sense. So with that being said, let's go and swap my 2017 Jaguar XF. So I'm going to set off to do the final drive in my beloved Jaguar. There was so much doubt with this car when I first got it, but it turns out that it's repaired and it's actually a very, very good car. I've covered around 2,000 miles in this car and it hasn't skipped a beat, but now I can get on the way to meet the new owner and the person that is going to be swapping with me. We're going to meet halfway because he actually lives all the way down south, whereas I am a little bit Midlands. So we're meeting at a halfway point that a lot of you guys will be familiar with. Now I know what you're all wondering. Why is someone wanting to swap a car that is worth £2,000 more than my Jaguar? Well, there is a little bit of a catch and it will all make sense very soon, but we're about 20 minutes away and I'm going to see the car for the first time. It still blows my mind that a year ago I was driving the Astra to go and swap for the Mark V Golf, but it wasn't long until I actually saw the car for the first time. There it is. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's go meet the owner. And there we go. The final drive in my beloved Jaguar is complete, and the new car is literally parked right in front of me. So we'll quickly speak to the owner, get a reason as to why he wants to swap with me, and then I will show you the new car.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, mate. Thank you very much for being part of the journey. Now, I've not revealed the car yet, but what everyone's going to want to know is why. Why do you want the Jaguar? A bit more room. That's a bit cramped, isn't it? Yeah. Which might give away. It's not an MX-5, but it's a car that is obviously 2-door. You needed 4 doors, and it just made sense for you to swap. Now, obviously that car is worth more than that car.
Yep.
But there is a little bit of a catch, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But are you happy?
Yep, love it. Yeah.
You've watched the videos from the start as well, haven't you? So you know exactly, you know what's been done.
Done to a high standard.
If I'm a high standard, mate, I'll take that. I'll take that. There's my key, actually. There's my key. Before we reveal the new car, I'm going to let Pete hit the road because we have actually met at Binker, which is a little bit of a halfway point from us both. So, Pete, again, thank you very much, mate. I'll let you hit the road.
Good luck.
And yeah, we'll show you the new car. And that was it. Another car that I bought completely broken, repaired, and is now going to be enjoyed and loved by a new owner. Still crazy to me, but now I can show you the new car. Well, that's it. The Jag is gone, and I'm left with this car. I haven't drove it yet. I haven't actually heard it running yet. All I've done is see it pull up. But without further ado, the next car on my journey is this. There we go, a 2017 Mercedes C250D. I mean, what a cool car! Like, what a car! I just can't believe it. I just can't believe that all this is happened from that Astra. And I will say this every single time I do a swap. It is crazy how far we've come, but there is a couple of things wrong with it. With the interior being the majority of the problem. For some reason, the passenger seat has started to rip, and it's even worse on the driver's side. But check out the interior in that. There's a clock in the middle, we've got the screen, there's a leather steering wheel. It's in obviously this nice white colour. It's done, I think, 115,000 miles. It's got memory seats as well, and heated seats. I didn't actually know it had heated seats, but I can't believe it. I can't believe we've come this far. Have a look around the driver's side. I almost forgot. It's also got a sunroof, which is great in terms of sale things. But yeah, I could not tell you why. The driver's seat is even worse. They're proper torn up. Maybe they're a bit too far gone, and I might have to just buy a pair of seats. But again, the Jaguar was worth about £2,000 less than this, so there is a little bit of money to toy with. But I mean, what a car! What a car! I think what makes sense to do though, before we get it home and have a proper look round, I think it makes sense that while we're at Binker, we might as well get an offer. See what, by just giving someone my logbook and my key and them giving me this, how much more I could actually make by just doing that. So we'll quickly go and see Calvin and see what he can offer me. So it only made sense that while we're here, we ask Calvin. You all right, mate?
Hello, mate.
Look what I've got.
Good to see you, yeah.
And all I've done since I last seen you is swap.
It's mad, isn't it? It is mad.
Swap. It's just out there.
I just see you out there and I was like, what is Jesse doing here? What is this all about?
It was just a halfway point for me and the previous owner of the Merc, and I didn't realise you were open today, and I thought it makes perfect sense to see, just by handing someone a key and a logbook, how much you'd now offer me for this car.
Do you know what, so you straight swapped the Jag for this, yeah?
Yeah, literally 10 minutes ago.
Well done. Do you know what? That was a good move, wasn't it?
It's crazy, isn't it? And he just wanted a more of a family orientated car. Trying to get people in the back of one of these, no
right.
good. He's going on holiday next month, needed the extra room, so he's like, mate, I'll just swap it.
To be fair to him, the Jag made a proper nice car in the end, didn't it? Beautiful, lovely car.
Cannot fault it.
Yeah.
Beautiful car.
But for you, so this is the next car on your journey, yeah?
This is a bit more focused on me. 2 doors, it's a little bit more leery, it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
The people of my viewing will probably be more interested in this. But I guess it doesn't matter about the car, it matters about the values, doesn't it?
It does matter about the values.
Now
So-
there is a couple of issues.
I was going to say, is there a catch with this car? There's got to be a catch with it.
Only catch, up till now, is the seats. The seats are just a little bit torn up for some reason.
You say up till now, is there another catch then?
There is another catch
Okay.
as to why he swapped me for this car.
Okay, but that's one of them.
Yeah, that's one catch. That's,
You know what? In fairness, that's a very common thing on these Mercedes seats.
Is it?
They're not like proper leather. They're called something else, but they're not a very
Okay.
good quality leather. So,
Right.
Is it a premium plus?
I couldn't tell you.
It's got a pan roof.
I'm assuming so. Yeah, we'll say yeah.
Ding!
Ding.
So the values, right? So purely from a car trading point of view, obviously I'm just going to look at values.
Yeah.
The retail value of the Jag
Yeah.
was £10,000,
Yeah.
right? And the retail value of this car is £12,000.
Okay. £2,000.
So it's £2,000 more. Auto Trader retail value of this car is nearly £13,000.
Okay. I'm
So-
liking the way this is going.
Mate, you've smashed it. You've literally just gone like that
That's
every
crazy,
time,
isn't
haven't
it?
you?
Like, it's crazy.
And it's a cool car, like you say. It's a very
It's all
nice
HDI clear,
Well
because
done.
I've done my car vertical checks, of course.
Well done.
I want to know what you give for me on the spot. So
Well,
by me going
so-
away, finding another owner, swapping a Jag, what would you give me right now?
So from a trader point of view, the Jag trade value right now is £7,500. It seems to be dropping.
Oh, so it's gone down.
It's gone
If
down.
you'd have given me 8. You said
I think I said I'd give you as much as £8,000 for it,
Yeah.
yeah? So this car, I think I could give you as much as £10,000 for this today. Yeah, it's a nice, well,
Really?
based on, I've had a quick look at it. It looks nice. Needs a little bit of prep. I can see the wheels need refurbing.
Yeah, I'm going
But
to get them done.
That seat definitely needs sorting out, but
Yeah.
rough idea, £10,000 trade.
I've
You're
made
on
it
it.
to £10,000.
You're on it, you've got the hoodie to go with it as well.
£10,000, Calvin.
Well done. Do you know what, that is massive. though.
Buzzing, man.
10
That
grand
is
is
crazy.
massive. From that Vauxhall Astro, isn't it?
From that £150 Vauxhall
To a
Astra
£10,000 Merc.
in a year.
That's unbelievable. That is actually unbelievable.
That is when you said the words, I didn't believe it myself until you said it then. That's crazy.
£10,000.
And that is obviously trade.
Yeah, it's trade as well.
That's trade.
So there's a bit of money in that the other side as well. You're on it. You actually are. You are on it. You bloody worked hard.
Well, it was definitely worth coming. Calvin, thank you very much once
Cheers,
again,
Jesse.
mate.
Thank you, man.
very
Good to
much.
see ya.
Let's take the Mercedes on its first drive. Now I can set off to do the hour and 45-minute journey back to the driveway and just hope that there's nothing that goes wrong or untold with this Mercedes. The first drive in my new Mercedes C-Class. This is crazy. £10,000 we've already been offered for this car, but of course I wouldn't have been able to do any of this if it wasn't for Car Vertical, and of course I did a check as soon as I got this car offered, and I was happy to see that it is all clear. There's no finance, there's no mileage discrepancies, there's no accidents, so I was happy to go ahead with the deal, and using Car Vertical, that gave me a lot of peace of mind. Of course, if I was to search this car, for example, that's one I wanted to avoid, because that would definitely be categorised and it'd be worth a lot less than this one being completely clean. Let's see how we go. It drives nice so far. It's actually driving really nice. We've got a red warning light on the dashboard. Hold on, I've got a feeling though that is the radar sensor. I'm pretty sure that was a radar sensor, because when the car pulled away, it went off. Okay, we're good. We're good. Now obviously this car did just drive 2.5 hours to meet me at Binker, so I do have a little bit of faith in it, but of course you never actually know. What do you think? Do you like it? You prefer the Jag, don't you?
Yeah.
You prefer the Jag, that's crazy. I guess it just is all to do with the values. So if you're doing something like me and you're trying to go out and get yourself a new car, especially if it's used, then make sure you use Car Vertical. I'll leave the link in the description down below, and you can use the discount code Jesse20 on the screen now to save 20% off your checks. And honestly, you'll thank me later, because if I hadn't have done my check, got this car home and then realised it had been in an accident, well, we all know what would have happened then. I'd have been totally screwed. Let's carry on driving and let's see if we can make it back to the driveway. And after what then turned out to be a nearly 2-hour drive, the Mercedes C250D made it all the way back to the driveway, and it's only now that it actually settles in. Well, just like that, the Mercedes C250 has made it all the way back to the driveway. It's now when it kind of becomes real that we've made it this far, when the car's on the driveway where it all literally started. Wild. But little did I know that this was going to be the first and last drive that I could actually do in this car, because when I turned it on the next morning, I heard this. Well, the plan was, and the catch with this car was the fact that it didn't and doesn't have any service history at all. And the plan for the rest of the video, this was meant to be a quick turnaround. It was meant to be tell you guys that it's not got no service history, and then go round all the Mercedes dealerships and try and look on the system and try and pretty much recuperate all of the service history on this car to keep its value and maybe even add some value. That was the plan, and that was the catch. I kind of expected this moment to come. I just didn't expect it to be with this car. I've got a feeling this is going to cost me a lot of money to put right, because I found an issue with it that I didn't know about when I actually did the swap. Now, first things first, Pete, who is the person that owned this car and now owns my Jaguar. I know a lot of people in the comments are going to jump at him and go against him, but the only thing I can say is, if he did know, why would he swap it with someone that is going to put his face all over the internet? That's my only question with this, and that's my only thing is, did he know, or is this genuinely just happened since he gave it me? So, let me show you what's wrong. Of course it's engine related as well. It couldn't just be a flat tyre or something like that. It's engine related. Now, these engines are a pretty reliable, robust engines, and the timing chains are meant to last the longevity of this car's life. They technically shouldn't have to be changed, but with me knowing that these are a timing chain vehicle and the mileage is 114,000, I messaged Pete and I said, can you send me a video? This was way before we decided to actually do the swap. Can you please send me a video of it starting up cold in the morning, a little walk around, and then turn it off? What I wanted to listen for was any timing chain rattle, any noise of the timing chain hitting the rocker cover, which would mean it is loose and it's stretched over time and it would need a new timing chain. In that case, I've heard about the timing chain jobs on these engines. It is a complete engine and gearbox out job, and it costs around £4,000, so I've been told. Obviously, if that was the case with this car, I wouldn't have swapped it for the Jaguar, because that would then take me back to about £6,000 in value. So, here's the video he sent me.
Right, okay, start it. Just leave it running for a minute. Right, turn it off.
As you can see, the engine sounds pretty spot on. There's no horrible noises. When he turns the engine off, there's no slapping of the timing chain. It sounds pretty spot on. So, like you guys saw in the video, me and Pete did the swap. I went ahead with it and I was like, great. And the reason he wanted to get rid of this car is because he needed 4 doors more space, and again, this car didn't have any service history, which brought the value of this down a little bit. But again, I was hoping to try and get some of the service history back, which would then bring the value back up. That was the entire plan, and it was going to be literally wash it, find out the service history. I even bought a official Mercedes service history book, and I was going to go around and try and get as many stamps as I can, service it myself so I can add a bit of history to it, and it was going to be a quick turnaround. Therefore putting me above £10,000 in value. So once Pete had driven off in the Jaguar, I turned the Merc on and I heard this noise. This was literally as he drove off. That noise is pretty obviously the timing chain hitting the cam cover, which is the exact noise that I asked for the video for, because that is the noise that you don't want to hear with one of these engines. That pretty much means the engine's got to come out and it's got to have a new timing chain, which means whoever owns that car at the time is going to have to fork out about £4,000. And that's kind of where we're at. I don't know if it's just my luck. I don't know if Pete knew, and I guess we'll never know, but I just don't see why you would put yourself all over the internet. He's gave me his address, his email, like I have all his information obviously for the logbook and everything, and I don't get why you do that. Would it not be better to do it privately behind the scene with some random person on Facebook instead of me, if that makes sense? I'll never know. So like I say, when Pete drove off and we jumped in this for the first time, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why didn't you just check the car over? Why didn't you make sure it was okay? And in all fairness, sometimes for video's sake, it's a little bit better if I kind of find out in my own time and under my own accord. And I guess this one I found out, but it could be a big job. But yeah, we turned it on, it made that noise for about 3 seconds, and then it went completely silent and the engine sounded absolutely fine. We drove it all the way home, it didn't skip a beat, there's no lights on the dash, it's absolutely fine. I turn it on the next morning and it is literally making that noise. It goes away after about 3 seconds, but then when I put my foot on the accelerator a little bit, it was constantly ticking and it was constantly making that timing chain slapping noise. I guess all I can do for now is scan it through and just see if any of the sensors on the engine have detected that the timing chain might be loose, or if there's any misfire codes or anything like that. I'm kind of at a bit of a lost cause here, but I guess if there's anything actually wrong and the ECU has picked it up, this is going to tell me.
So I'm going to plug my diagnostic machine into the OBD port and scan this car completely. There's so many control modules on a car like this, so if something has gone wrong, I'm pretty sure that one of them is going to detect it.
24 fault codes. Should we see what they are? First one is sound system. Power supply is too low. The refrigerant pressure sensor has a short circuit to positive. Now this one I actually know about, because after about 10 minutes of driving, the cooling fans are constantly on, and it is to do with the AC pressure sensor, and we actually got one in the boot, so I do know about that problem. That is absolutely fine. Tyre pressure monitor, that's fine. Left headlamp, that'll just, these are just minor little things. What I want to know is what's on the engine electronics, and we've got 2 fault codes. What do you think these are going to be? Oh, they're stored. There's no active fault codes. The soot content of the diesel or gasoline particulate filter is not okay. There is a component fault. So that's just a DPF being clogged up fault. That's not the end of the world. Teach in of operating parameters for cylinder 2 has a malfunction. There is signal above limit. Again, these are stored codes. There's 2 transmission control faults, communication with the electronic. I'm going to clear them all and we'll just see what comes back.
So I cleared all the codes and let the car sit and idle for about 10 minutes.
See, I turned the car on then and it didn't make the noise, which makes me think, is it something tensioner related? Is it the timing chain tensioner that has failed? Because I know on these engines they are common for failing, and the fact that I have just turned it on and it is making no horrible noise whatsoever makes me think maybe it is the tensioner, because if the chain was stretched there's no way it's going to unstretch, whereas if the tensioner was faulty it's lost the pressure from the oil, and that's why when you turn it on after you've not driven it for about half an hour, it then makes that horrible noise because the tensioner has lost all of its oil pressure. As soon as the tensioner has oil pressure, it's got enough pressure to push onto the timing chain, which stops it making that horrible noise. Is that a theory that's worth kind of keeping my hopes up for? I don't know, but it kind of makes sense. And with these engines not ever apparently needing a timing chain, but with the tensioners being a common fault, maybe I've got lucky here. I don't know. I'm just I don't know. Right, let's scan it again.
I'm not fully sure what I should be thinking right now. I'm just a little bit gutted that this could potentially be a major repair. But I'm going to scan the entire car through one more time, and after it had finished scanning every single control module once again, I was pretty hopeful.
Here we go. No fault codes on the engine. This is all just electrical stuff, but oh my god, if it's that tensioner I'll be so happy. And that tensioner doesn't have any electrical sensors or anything going to it. It is a proper independent mechanical part, so there wouldn't be a fault code for it. Okay, so we've pretty much got two options. There is 100% something wrong timing related on this car, whether it's a full timing chain, the timing chain is stretched, or whether it is the tensioner. And I've done a bit of googling online. One mechanic has told me that it is a £4,000 job to take the engine out, replace the timing chain, put the engine back in. Google is telling me it can be anywhere from 1,000 to 2,500. So to do the complete timing chain job on this car, I'm just going to say it is anywhere from £1,500 to around £3,000, which that's not great at all. But on the other side, if it is just the tensioner, I can get one of those brand new from Mercedes next week for £129, which, I mean, I know that I didn't know about this problem, but this is a problem, and if I can get it fixed for £129 instead of, let's say, £3,000, I'm going to be very, very happy. There we go. One original Mercedes timing chain tensioner ordered, and I've just got to hope that that is the case. I'm pretty sure that once that one does arrive and I take the other one out, I'll be able to confirm if it's going to work or not by the amount of tension on the one that is currently in the engine. If it's really easy to retract compared to the brand new one, then I'm gonna say that it is just the tensioner. I'd be very surprised if it was the timing chain, but with the way it was doing the same thing on when it was running, it is very, very worrying. So
we've ordered that. That arrives next week. But for now, there's not really much I can do. I've just got to get this job out the way before I do any of the rest. But apart from that, the spec on this car is actually quite nice. Again, it has got the full leather seats. Again, I know they're not in the best condition, but they are also heated and they have the memory electric settings as well. We've got folding wing mirrors, we've got automatic headlights, we've got such a well-spec'd car that if we can get it put right, is definitely going to see me in a very good place on the way to that supercar. But I guess for now, all we've got to do is wait for that tensioner and see what the verdict of this engine is. If you did enjoy this video and you do agree that maybe I've bit off more than I can chew with this one, then please remember to like, comment and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
You wear a hat they call dad. Me, I'm the dad in a hat. You just like clubbing and clothes. Me, I like afternoon naps. 3 I be missed for the road. My oldest like counting racks. My middle one, she's in a dirt bike. My youngest is just like a mama. The mama loves me and I love her, so if she wants something, it's never a bother. 3 little ladies, my babies in one.